Welcome to Defense Talks and our executive video spotlight series. We're here with Mike Libutti, Senior Partner and Vice President, Defense and Intelligence Industry Leader at IBM. Mike, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Wyatt. I appreciate the time.
So I'd like to start with a question of, as the joint force pushes towards JADC2, what do you see will be the key to successfully delivering a seamless transfer of data among the services for quicker and better decision making?
So, Wyatt, I think it really starts with basic foundational concepts. So when I think about data, the need for seamless transfer, I think about data governance and employing things like a data fabric to create that overarching governance. Considering capabilities such as data cataloging, a common vernacular and common data framework, security policies, all the things that are essential to creating that foundation to which then you can use the data downstream to create insights. I think it also then evolves to making sure you have a robust edge capability because when you're talking about JADC2 and the future fight, you're really going to be in a contested situation. From a comms perspective, from a C2 perspective. And so I think it's essential to create that robustness on the edge in order to be able to achieve the mission needs. And so key elements of that, I think, revolve downstream to use of AI/ML as a part of that edge capability and making sure you have the right sized edge compute in order to basically take advantage of that foundation of data governance. When I think about our data, data collection has never really been an issue. We have lots and lots of data. It's really about how to put that data to use and how to triage that data, if you will, to get it to more manageable data sets. And I think that's where AI can have its biggest impact, right? It can alert analysts to the data that matters most to the mission at that particular time. And then it can also derive insights from the data that obviously will feed analyst needs and decisions downstream to maintain that operational advantage.
I appreciate you also mentioning the extent to which this is increasingly happening at the edge for local decision making, right? Oh, the other question I have is, and you kind of touched on this, what emerging technologies will have the greatest impact on DoD's mission over the next few years or over the next decade?
So I think it's actually a combination of two that come to mind. I think it's certainly artificial intelligence, and I think it's automation. Those two come together in something that we call intelligent workflows. And intelligent workflows really rely upon both because they leverage AI to extract data from various different data sources. They leverage AI to derive insights from the data, and then they leverage automation to act upon those insights. And when we look at it as an intelligent workflow, it really is a view of an end-to-end process. That could be business back office, it could be at the mission, and it really forces you to take a hard look at your process because the last thing that you want to do is take a bad process and make it work faster by automating it, right? So you ultimately need to leverage the automation and the AI coupled together to automate that process end to end. And while you're doing that, and after you kick off that automation, what's interesting is you are able to gather data about how that process executes. And so over time, you actually are improving the process by virtue of the data you're gathering about how the process works, and you can continually improve going forward. Just some examples, we've had the privilege of working with the Veterans Benefit Administration and collaborating with them on creating intelligent workflows for a number of their processes. And so a couple of data points, one of the intelligent workflows aligns to their claims processing. And we've been able to create some pretty tremendous efficiencies within that process. So for example, the use of support staff within that process, they've had as many as 1,000 people supporting it at any given time. By virtue of automating that process end to end, we've taken 950 of those people and VA has been able to move them to more mission critical needs within the agency. So that, a 95% reduction in necessary staff on something that's much more mundane to something that can be more mission critical. Another key element of that is the reduction in cycle time of the process. So that process once took 27 days, now it takes 24 hours. So over a 96% reduction in the cycle time of the process. So if you think about how impactful that is, and I move to the DoD world, and whether it's back office or mission, it could be an incredible force multiplier to get capability into the hands of the warfighter more quickly and drive greater efficiency from back office to pivot resources to mission critical needs.
That's a great example and really illustrative of just the potential still in front of DoD as well.
Yeah, it's an amazing potential.
Terrific. Well, Mike Libutti, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to share your
thank you.
insights
My
with
pleasure.
us. And thank you for joining us here at Defense Talks.
Really appreciate it. Thanks for the time.